Alright guys, Bearded Redneck here, Rohrer Outdoors. So we got a few things we're going to do today. We went to the doctor, the surgeon, the hospital. What happened with that? Holy cow. I can tell you one thing, they stuck me in some machine that was a circle that I had to push against, and it made some weird noises, and I tried to take a nap, and when I wanted to take a nap and when I was uncomfortable, then they wanted to say it was over. But we went there. But basically, what do we got? We got turkey seasons coming up in South Dakota. Starts tomorrow with bow and arrow. So who's excited about going out turkey hunting? Turkey hunting in the Dakotas with a bow. It's been raining for the last couple days. I have a feeling that it's still going to be raining. We got the wife behind the camera today, so if the volume's loud or different things going on, it's not Kevin. So make sure to send all hate mail to Rohrer Outdoors in care of, attention, Mrs. Bearded Redneck, P.O. Box 242, Chancellor, South Dakota 57015. For all your hate mail, send it to her. Or if you want to send me candy, just send candy to the same address and say it's for the Bearded Redneck, because candy's awesome. But so what do we got going on? We got spring, we got turkey season coming on. We got a couple of packages. Who wants to see what's in the packages? We got a couple of packages. I stopped at the post office. I'm still kind of limping around. I don't like it. We're going to get the Outdoor Edge Razor 3.5. This thing has like cut me more than I've got to cut critters with so far. This thing's like sharp. Well, let's start with this yellow package here. We don't have the bow on us right now. The bow is at the archery shack in Lennox, South Dakota. We're getting strings put on it. Tall Tines Custom Bowstrings is putting them on. Philip Johnson over there. You're going to want to check this guy out. You're going to see these strings. Pretty awesome strings. If your strings are like a year old, you need strings, or if you hunt like the Bearded Redneck, you probably need 2 sets of strings during your hunting season, because I beat them up and run them through everything. Even with a cover, I still beat my strings up. But you want a good quality string that doesn't stretch, and it's amazing, and you can get them to whatever you need. You're going to want to get a hold of Tall Tines Bowstrings. Get a hold of him on Facebook, Instagram. He's been working on smoke signals. Get a hold of him or get a hold of me, and he's going to hook you up, and he's going to get you exactly what you want. Recurves, crossbows, compounds, what have you. But the first package here, we got a replacement Avion X stake for the decoy. Now, the only bad thing about this is we got things that came in the mail. We got the wife running the camera, and now she's going to know that we were spending money. So we're probably going to be in trouble here. I don't know. But this here, I don't know what it was. I think it was about $6, $7. But when you guys saw the turkey that I shot last year in the pouring rain, it was actually like the first week of May, I lost one of my stakes, and I actually ended up using one of my arrows. And last year I shot or what was I using then? I think I was using an Easton Axis arrow. So I took an arrow and ripped the fletchings off and stuck it in the ground and used that as my turkey decoy and stake, and it actually worked pretty well. So if you're in a pinch, use your arrow, I guess. So we got one of those. That's good, because I was worried about that. I was just deathly worried about that. I still had the arrow, so I wasn't, but I figured that I needed the stake, and with those Avion X, I'll even tear it out of here.
Chris said I should get sympathy cards for having to deal with you. Well,
Chris needs to get his head checked too, because anybody that plays with wood all day needs to get their head examined.
Chris Murray.
Chris Murray? Oh, okay. Well, you guys can go to Pete's Ranch and talk about that. Here it is, but this is the reason that I wanted to get the exact Avion X replacement. I like these little tabs right here, and you can see they got elastic cord, and they almost pop right together like that. But I like this because you can grab these right here, and you can pull them out of the ground. Now, there was no problem, and then right down here, they got a little dealer bobber that it holds it in there because of that cord. But they get down small. They fit right in the bag. And if you're going to purchase these and your wife's a hawk of the credit card and you don't want her to find out about it, don't post it live on about 9 different social media networks while having her run the camera. So we got this. We needed this. I'm thinking this package here, I think this was free after rebate if my wife is listening. But this one right here, I think she stole my knife. Did she steal my knife? So we don't need that. Don't do that in front of your wife either. You get dirty looks from behind the camera. But this one here, oh yeah. Okay, honey, don't look. This, like I said, this is free after rebate when you order these. Don't want the wives knowing. But this here, I have the Generation 1 of this. And actually, Jamie Fallis, a Crank and Bang guide service, I had one before, and actually I used it, and I gave it away in our first year with the show, and actually John Riedlinger won it. And we sent it out to him. But this is the Generation 2, and this decoy, when you see it, is actually, you don't think it's even going to be good. But, like I said, these are free for all the wives watching or the ones running the camera. These cost nothing. But it's got, the new Generation 2 has got a really realistic head right here. But what this is called, this is by Flextone. This is the Funky Chicken. And I thought there was like a dance or something to do the Funky Chicken. But this decoy here is awesome. Because what you got, you know, how the heck do we even get it out of here? I don't even know.
Joe says he still has the Mojo tail jerk, but he hasn't used it yet.
Well, Joe needs to go hunting because actually what I can give you some advice for turkey hunting. Last year what worked for me, and not to say that other things, you guys comment and let me know what worked for you. What worked for me physically was a fan, no decoy. I didn't have a decoy with a fan, but Joe, he was the one that, he contributed the most when we did that fundraiser for the outdoor campus, and we should actually think about what we're going to do a fundraiser. Should we give some money to those guys again? We should probably think about that, or should we do some other stuff? We probably want to figure that out. But I'm trying not to wreck this package that much, because honestly,
you're just going to burn it anyhow.
I'm going to do a review on YouTube. They watch me on YouTube, too. They're watching me on YouTube right now. But we'll probably do a review of it. But this thing, nothing going on over there, honey. Nothing to see. This decoy, right? Why would they put a tie strap there?
So I'm going to use it later.
I wish. But, okay. So, look at this, guys. Avion X, you see that I use some of the most expensive decoys. And then look at this thing. Look how wide this decoy is. Look at this. I don't have Michael Jordan hands. Now, this new one has really got the airbrush detail on it, kind of like the Avion X's do. But right out the gate with me doing a review on this decoy, this turkey looks like really tired, possibly like under the influence maybe, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's going on there. His eyes are like half open. Which, I don't know, maybe that's an aggressive thing, but this is what is great that they added to this decoy. They added the colors back here. It's still got the wimpy body. You want the red, the blue. That means the old blue heads is what we look for. That's the boys that are dominant. They're showing dominant. They're being aggressive. They want to kick some butt. Now, one thing I don't like with this decoy right away, and I say this all the time because I don't like it. The eyes are rubber. I can't remember. John Riedlinger, if you're watching, tell me if the eyes on the Gen 1 are real or if they're rubber. I can't remember. I don't know. We'll have to look that up. If somebody has a regular Funky Chicken, the first generation, Let me know if they're glass eyes or plastic eyes or if they're just rubber and painted. I love the glass eyes or the other ones. It's just a ton of realization. The turkeys, they focus in on this head and they see that color and they go, who's that? He's in Lady Lovely Land. And I'm coming in there to kick his butt. And when they get in there, then they see this smaller body and they go, I can take him out. So the wimpy body, especially for some turkeys, maybe if it isn't the boss tom or the most aggressive, and they've got their butt kicked a few times because they're doing it. You saw the video evidence. John Parker sent me that video that you saw, but you see the video evidence and they start getting their butts kicked. And who knows who is more deadlier than the boss tom? Is it the boss tom? Is it the, who is it? And I can tell you, it's not the boss tom that's the Billy bad one. It's a group of jakes. It's those young jakes. They get 6, 8 of them together and they will wipe out something because they gang up on them. But this thing, they look just ridiculous. I'm telling you, if you don't believe me, go over to Crank and Bang Guide Service, ask Jamie Fallis. Because last year we had 40-mile-an-hour winds, and Jamie brought this with, and I'm going, what in the world is he doing? And he put one of these out up on the hill, and I put an Avion X Merriam hen decoy out, and he called these turkey. I don't even know what they... I'm not fishing, but I don't know if I should... Were they like 250 yards? Were they 400? I mean, they were a long ways away down in this ravine. And he called this old boy right in. Like, it was coming, and I actually... It was hanging up down there because it was so windy on the top. I snuck down one side and came around and went too far. Like he had called it and it started coming up. And I think it was going to come all the way up the hill. That's what he said. He was just laying up there and had the decoy, but my Avion X hen decoy, I believe it fell over. And then it kind of worried him. And I was like 10 feet from this tom and I didn't even know it. And I kind of creeped about another foot or two to see where it was, and he was right there. Like, if I would have waited, we would have had a turkey. But actually, we're going up there next weekend, so we'll be up there next weekend. But we got this boy. We're going to bring this boy. We'll bring the quarter strut, and we'll bring the whole arsenal, 4,700 decoys and 1,300 ground lines and everything we need. But we're going to try this one out. But I don't know if you really need it this fancy. I just thought it was kind of cool. I thought it'd be a good review. And if you guys had never used one of these, I wanted you guys to be able to see that. So we got that going on. We got a bunch of reviews and different things. We got a new gobble shaker call. This one's by Primos. And as soon as this came in the mail, I found all the pieces to my call. This is what happens when you have a little man and they take the call, and I found one part here and then one part there. I mean, we got two now. So who knows? Maybe we'll have to give that one away. I don't know. So we got that going on. We got some reviews and some different stuff. We're going to be doing some reviews. We got the scent step here. This here, it looks kind of like, what does that look like to you? She doesn't even hunt.
What is it? It looks like a snake.
It looks...
That picture.
There's a product in there, and she says this looks like a snake, folks.
Looks like
who's been drinking the Gen 10 Flextone turkey, the funky chicken, or Mrs. Redneck here? Because that is not a snake. What does it look like?
The picture of the deer looks like a snake.
What is in here? Let's focus here. Look, squirrel. No.
What does that look like?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Okay, so...
A bingo dauber. I don't...
That's exactly right. That's what I said. It looks like a bingo dauber that you put on the bottom of your boot. And basically what this scent step does... Was that ESP that happened there? I don't really know what just happened there, but if you haven't liked and shared this, who knows what's going to come from on the other side of the camera today, because it's not Kevin. Kevin's at Rough Sawn Lumber with Chris. They're playing with wood. So they got a lot of stuff going on over there. And actually, you're going to be seeing some Rough Sawn Lumber. Actually, Rough Sawn Lumber is pretty good to us. We should probably be nice to him. If you want any kind of exotic woods or anything like that, they got like purple heart and some kind of snake wood and zebra wood and all kinds of, I don't know. There's a lot of wood over there. But he's got a lot of cool stuff. He's got a custom mill. He can get anything from all over the world, and he's got a lot of stuff that I don't know. I think, does he have petrified wood? I want some petrified wood. But I got some at the Redwood Forest once. But we got, they're over there. Kevin's helping out. Kevin's got some project. I don't know what they're doing. Something about, there's a critter over there. So we might have to go set a trap when we leave. Something about underneath his building is a critter, and it looked the size of a gopher hole. But Chris is freaking out, so we're going to go help him out. We're going to bring a trap over there. But this here I exactly thought was a bingo dauber. But what you do is you put scent in here. It hooks to the back of your boot, and when you're walking in, it lays a scent trail. Now, I do like the concept, but, you know, me, if I'm old school, I go, why don't I just squirt stuff out randomly with different levels and whatever? Or, why don't I just use a scent drag? Well, one of the things that I can see with this thing already is a scent drag. How many times have you been pulling a scent drag or a rope and that thing gets caught on crap and you're just like dragging it and ripping the whole place apart, and it sounds like the Mack truck is coming through the forest. Is my coffee over there? Can you get my coffee? Miss, I would like a cup of coffee, please. There's a nice cup of coffee over there. Could you please grab it for me? That's the great thing of having your wife behind the camera, because she's willing to serve, folks. I'm probably not going to get this cup of coffee, but it's really delicious, and it's sitting over there, and a really wonderful wife would go get that coffee because she loves her Bearded Redneck. But so we got some stuff going on. I'm getting the death look, folks. But we got some stuff going on there. How many people saw the post? Hardy Face Paint. We had Brian from Hardy Face Paint. You know that's the face paint we use. We love this stuff. It stays on, and it's easy to come off. It stays on great, doesn't smear. So you think it'd be the hardest to come off. If it's raining, it stays there.
It comes off on my pillows.
And my wife says it comes off on the pillow. I'm trying to save money and not waste it, so I don't take it off. But it's very easy to get off. Little water, little pressure, comes right off. But check it out. We put a post on there. Go over there. Tell them that you like the Hardy Face Paint. And there's I believe there's a promo code. Well, look at that. Woman shall serve her man. Is that, oh, real big death look there, folks. Thank you, sweetheart. But we got that. So Brian over there, congratulations. He got a real nice, beautiful Osceola. It took him about 3 setups. It looked like everything was going horrible, but it's just to prove you, like anything in life, folks, you never fail till you give up. So he didn't give up. He had 3 grilling sets. Finally got a nice time to come in, and you can see that right on the picture. Congratulations, Brian. Keep making the good face paint, and we're going to keep wearing it because it. Sorry, folks. When something's the best, it's the best. And Hardy Face Paint is the best. Hands down. But so it's getting spring. We got a lot of water here. It's been raining for about 2 days. 2 days. I feel like I live in Portland. Anybody watching from Portland?
Prentice says it's raining. It's
raining at Prentice. The sun will come out tomorrow, Prentice. But so... You guys know, you see the hat and all this. We're not just wearing the hat just because we think it's cool. We teamed up with Whitetail Greens, and we're going to be doing food plots. Kevin and I are going to be planting, I think, 3 different food plots. And if you guys saw us out at the dairy farm, I think we're going to put 2 of them there at least. We might put 1 more somewhere else just for the fun of it. I don't know, but this one here is Hidey Hole. We have several different options with this stuff. I'll put a link on here. Get a hold of the Wrens over there. Shannon Wren. Get a hold of them. I'm actually going to be calling him today. So, Shannon, if you don't want to talk to me, make sure to block my number. Robert. because we're going to be calling you because we're going to be in the car for about 4.5 hours. But this is the time, folks. You want to get some of this stuff. Now, if you're going to do some food plots that are going to be more for in the winter, that one we're going to plan a little later. But we're getting close to this. We've never done food plots. So if we can grow this stuff, it's got to be very simple. And it appears to be. We checked them out. We're excited about doing this, but we're going to be calling Shannon later today and talking to him to see what we need to do. But everybody that I've talked to that's got this product has said they've been more than accommodating as far as to help them and to help them order. And if they're trying to order something that they really don't need, they don't try to sell it to them. And that's the kind of people that we like working with because we don't like dealing with the BS. But those are good people. So you want to check these guys out. We'll have links across. You can go to the web page. And I believe, I don't know if there's a, tell them we sent you. I think there's supposed to be a promo code or something. If there isn't, I guess I'm lying to you right now, but I'm pretty sure there is. Tell them that we sent you across. You get hooked up with this stuff right away. Tell them what you're doing it for. Are you doing it for turkeys? Are you doing it for red-tailed North American whippoorwills? Or are you doing it for deer? Or, tell them the kind of animals or what you're doing it for. And this stuff works great, too, for, people that don't hunt. If you just want to have wildlife around, this works great for that, too. So whatever your needs are, they can meet them over there at Whitetail Greens. Get a hold of them. Get your orders in, get it out, because maybe you can go right along with us when we're planting it. And follow our expert tutelage. But we're going to be using Whitetail Greens as far as we're going to have them kind of hold our hand and do it. But very simple stuff, very good product. And everything that we've seen about it or talked to the people with the testimonies, very, very good product. Well worth the money, affordably priced. Yada, yada, yada. Get a hold of them. Okay, so we don't have Takis today. We have Flamin' Hot Ruffles. They're really not flaming hot, just so you know. What else? The shed hunting. Get out and do some shed hunting. What am I missing? We're going up to, where are we going? We're going to Aberdeen. If you're in Aberdeen and you want to meet the Bearded Redneck, get a hold of me. I'll be there all weekend. I'm sneaking a fishing pole in, but I don't even know if, I got business meetings and all kinds of stuff going on. But I might be able to sneak out. You know where I really want to go?
Shannon said enter code BRN10 and get 10% off.
Oh, it's the Bearded Redneck. What's the N stand for? It's Bearded Redneck and
Bearded Redneck.
Oh, okay. See? That's how. If he's going to send me this stuff to plant, a little slow. I just thought BR wouldn't make sense, would it? BRN? I thought it was brown. I don't know. When you're going turkey hunting this year, think outside the box. That has happened to me a ton of times as far as deer hunting, pheasant hunting, turkey hunting, especially if you're doing public or if it's high pressure or if it's not. It's kind of like, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So if you keep doing the same thing over and over, setting up an decoy like this and going, hey, Mr. Turkey, bring your friends. And it don't work, but that's all you ever do is just go, how you doing? And he goes, how you doing? And you might as well go to lunch with that. But think outside the box. Last year, what I ended up using, I didn't use the Flextone Funky Chicken. I ended up using the Wild Evolution Little Runt, which actually this one, in my opinion, is better. It's got better detail. It's rubber, not plastic. Still makes about the same amount of noise. But I've had better success with this one. But I did shoot my biggest turkey so far with the Wild Evolution. But I ended up putting that little runty decoy with about 3-4 hens. And then I had a quarter strut like way over to the side, and I had it crazy. And I ended up using, look at this. Who's ever used one of these? I mean, we got mouth calls, we got slate calls. John Parker sent me a really good slate call. I'm going to be using that this year again. Hopefully I don't sound like...
Prentice got the Texas heat from Shannon.
Texas heat? What? He doesn't even live in Texas. Is that like a cold? Does he need a vaccination? The Texas heat. That's one of the supplements, but I don't know about our indigenous area. I don't know. I don't know what that stuff means. I don't know. Texas heat. I thought it was like some kind of phlegmy discharge and you had a sore throat or something. But there's a ton of products. So this here is Night and Hail. And this is the Fighting Cluck Perk Claw. And basically what this... This works good, and the way I've seen this work first off was two guys like dueling banjos. And they both had slate calls. And they'd be clucking, purring, cluck, purr, cluck, purr, purr, cluck, 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 purr. And it's kind of like at the bar or when we were back in high school.
Turkeys purr.
Yeah, they do. If you went turkey hunting, you'd know. Remington's going to go.
Oh.
Yeah. But you're I don't know if you're scared of feathers or... I bring you cactus back. You want cactus?
You need new cactus.
No, we don't. We need to get a turkey. Now she wants cactus and not turkey. And then turkeys purr.
Well, cats purr, but...
Turkeys have a purpose. But anyways, I saw this. I told you it was going to be interesting this week with her petting cats on the other side and having arguments over turkeys and cats. But when I first saw this go on, it was two slate calls. And it was two guys, and they were fighting back and forth with clucks and purrs. And basically what it is it's two hens trying to do dominance, and they're going to fight. Because turkeys, unfortunately, are kind of like... us. The guys are macho and think they're in charge, but the woman still wears the pants. See, this is the point of the show where you try to make up for kissing, kissing your wife's, little brownie points here. But no, it's seriously, you watch them. The lead Tom, some days, he'll pull them. But 9 times out of the 10, unless they're searching hard and he's pushing them because it's time... It's that big mama. It's that big raspy hen, and she is the one that's in control. When she pops down, 9 times out of 10 last year, she pulled them away. When they go to lay on their nest or go to lay their egg for the day, then I could get old boy and start messing with them later mid-afternoon. Sometimes the old boy would pull them away, but 9 times out of 10, it was that nasty... It was like the wise old grandma or something that would pull them away. But it's kind of like back in high school, or if you're at the watering hole or that type of place, everybody seems a little more intrigued. And it sounds horrible, with a good cat fight. People always want to watch the guys where they go, come on, get over it. But when it's two girls going at it, it's nasty, it's vicious. It's no holds barred. There's hair flying, nails scratching, crazy stuff. That's the same thing with turkeys. That's what they do. And when I used this call last year, I couldn't get this big boss Tom to totally commit. He'd stay out 60, 80 yards, 50, 60 yards, and he'd hang. Well, this year, with my Darton Spectra E, hang out there once, pal. Because I'm ready for you. I don't have a problem shooting 50, 60 yards right now. I'll shoot 70. But that's what practice and good equipment helps. Last year, I didn't practice a lot. I didn't feel comfortable with my equipment. And I feel comfortable with my equipment. So, hang out there. Give me a nice shot. Because I'm flinging one at you. But this call right here is what got that guy to come in. And he came in so fast. I didn't even have cameras backwards. He was behind the blind, and I figured he was going to come out and around and come out in this cornfield, and you can see the video. We got the shot filmed. and everything in front. But it was 150 yards. I rattled that, went nuts with it, and he didn't make a noise. I happened to look back, and I could see him. I hit that thing. He was full fan when he came over the hill because I did some hen clucks. As soon as I did that fight, fan went down, feathers went down, dead run. And he came so fast, I have my bow in a hanger that sits in the ground. I grabbed my bow, and he was coming so quick, I drew back out the side, and his head was like this far from the ground blind window. All I could see was head. He was brushing his wings right down the side of the blind. Came right around and shot him at 6.3 yards. Right out in the decoys. And you can see, doo-doo, right through him. And then he just walks off like nothing, and 34 yards away it was time to put the tag on him. But he came in hard. So that's what I'm trying to say. And that's my biggest tip when you guys go out hunting. You know, look at those turkeys. If they're still in their wintering groups, you're going to have to just set up somewhere. And I wouldn't call, honestly. Not much. Maybe some purrs, maybe some clucks. But here in South Dakota, if they're together and they're in their groups, you just want to get in front of them or watch their patterns or try to get them when they pop off the roost, because they're not going to cooperate. If they're like where I'm hunting up there by Pierre, up by Jamie, up by Harold, South Dakota, and there's 75, 80 in the roost, they're going where they want to. Yeah, they are going where they want to, and they are going to do what they want to. It's when they break out is where you can kind of work them a little better and make sweet love to their ears and get them to come in. But that's what was going on for me. But even if you try that and it don't work, the point of the whole thing that I've rolled around in circles for 10 minutes here with, be versatile. Try different things. You know, if you're sticking out a hen and a jake, or a hen and one with a fan, if something isn't working right or they're not coming in, change it up. Don't just stick the hen and the tom out, the hen and the jake, try it. Try it different. If you hit like 2-3 sets in a row and they're all responding the same way, something's going on. Is it your ground blind? Is it your calling? Try not to call less, only purr, only cluck, double cluck. I mean, get your goose call out. I don't know. Do something different. Because if you keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different outcome, that's like insanity. That's not turkey hunting. So change it up. I changed it up for quite a while, held out, ended up getting the biggest turkey I've ever shot. But I have a feeling when I go up there to Crank and Bang Land this year, I'm going for the state record. And I know there's a few around there. Jamie and I were watching a few of them that were ridiculous. And I'm holding out for it again. So if I got to hunt the whole 6 weeks, don't tell my wife. Just kidding. But I will. I'll hold out. Because that's what I'm trying to do. You other people, if you're happy, get her done. Let's see. About the only other thing, we're going to test these next week. Everybody's hyping up over these Zeus broadheads. They think they're amazing. I started looking at this broadhead. This looks very familiar to another broadhead. I don't know. Is this made by the same company as Patriot? You know, the Veteran? The Veteran broadhead looks pretty close to this. So I don't know what's going on there. I haven't done a lot of stuff. I've had a lot of people say this is an awesome broadhead. We're going to try it. They're telling me to shoot this broadhead. All 3 things that we're doing, and what we're doing is ridiculous tests. The cow bone, the fridge, and the 6-ply car tire. We're going to shoot all 3 of those. They said shoot the same broadhead. And I've seen them where they're shooting these 5-6 times through a 50-gallon steel drum.
Karen wants to know the name of that call.
What call? Oh, this one? This is the Night and Hail Ultimate Fighting Purr. I can put a link on here or show it to you. This call is pretty cool. Basically, it's like 2 box calls at once. Because you just turn it.
Prentice said Liam said he could use the call this year.
He probably can. Remington, actually, my kids are better with this fighting hen call. And with the gobbler shaker call, like all three of my kids are way better than me with this. So Remington will probably be running this and this. I'll have a diaphragm call in, and I'll have a slate call. But we'll see how much we need to do with that. So we're going to be testing the Zeus. But you guys saw those broadheads last week. Now, Rexbid, you know, are these broadheads good? They are. They are. Will they kill a deer under normal circumstances? Absolutely. But the Bearded Redneck is not about normal. So we've tested some other things. We've tested Wasp. We've tested these. We've tested Muzzy. We've tested several others. It doesn't mean that the Rage, the angry ones, and we're not very fond of those, and we let you guys know that a lot, but that's our opinion. The biggest thing is, what do you have confidence with? What can you shoot? Can all of these broadheads that we're testing, can they kill a deer? Can they kill a critter? Absolutely. They can. But you know what? Can they hit an elk? Can they hit the shoulder of an elk and go through it at 20, 30 yards? A lot of these can't. And you say, practice, get good form, do this, do that. You won't hit the shoulder. Well, you know what? Things happen. Animals move, animals turn, animals duck, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And what you're going to see with this going on, so if you see your favorite broadhead and you wanted us to test it, we're doing the same test. Bam, bam, bam. They pass that test, they're going on to more grueling tests. Because we're doing it for sport, we're doing it for fun, and we want to shoot the best broadhead. For what we want. And for what we want, pass through, shoulder. Woo woo. We want, if we hit anything, we want it going through it and into the money zone. If that leg comes back on a 30, 40 yard shot and we hit that, if we hit that leg bone, we want to know that we're into the pump station. And a lot of these broadheads, like you're seeing, can't handle bone, can't handle strong stuff. Now, we're shooting ridiculous stuff. But if you look at it, that tire is like shooting an alligator. It's like shooting a gar. It's shooting something with real tough skin. And I mean, we could do it all exactly right with, you know, the hide, with the bone, and da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm not going to put my deer I just shot and shoot through it 500 times with different arrows. You guys can do the test too. We're simply showing you the stuff. We'll keep our opinion out of there for the most part, unless it's the angry one, because we want everybody to know those are not an ethical broadhead. But that's my opinion. Sorry, Faradine, but not impressed. But anyways, those there will show you a lot of the other ones. And there's a lot of good products on the market. But we already know there's like 4 or 5 of them that can handle this. We're not sure which one's the best yet, but we're bringing you along with that. And we're showing you that. You guys can be the judge. If you guys think the angry broadheads are the best one, you have confidence in them, by all means, if that's the way you can be the best sportsman you can be, use them. If it's Muzzy, if it's Wasp, if it's Jackknife, if it's Swacker, if it's any of them, G5s. Make sure you don't buy the practice tips. We learned that together this year. There's a lot of things. It doesn't matter. Use the ones that you're comfortable with. But you're going to see when we get to those other broadheads, and maybe the Zeus is in there too.
Vaughn said nice armband.
Yeah, was at the hospital. But maybe they are. When we get to that, the broadhead will not break. The ferrule will not bend. And we will bust arrow after arrow after arrow after arrow. And they will handle these tests. We will be shooting ridiculous stuff. We will be shooting cinder blocks. We will be shooting all kinds of stuff. Bricks. We want to know the strongest, because some of these broadheads cost like $140 for 3 of them. You know, if I'm going to be spending $45 a broadhead, right now, guys, make sure to mute your wife. But if I'm going to buy some of these broadheads, you know, are ridiculous expensive. Why are they so expensive? And that's why we want to know, because we want to bring it to you guys. Is it necessary? If you have this, is it going to make you a better hunter? That's what we're trying to show you. We have the opportunity to shoot a bunch of stuff. Some places, they'll take it as positive feedback. Some places are going to take it as negative, or they're going to come up with a bunch of excuses. But we're going to shoot them, and the test is there. We'll do our best not to dog them too much, unless they're angry.
Vaughn likes the G5.
G5s are they're very good broadheads. I bounced them off of rocks and everything. The Montec was my favorite. I shot the Havoc for a long time till I hit a shoulder. When I hit a shoulder, bad news. Lost a real nice buck because that shoulder stepped back. And that's one of the reasons that I'm seeking out one. And I'm going to give you a hint right now. These ones that are going to hold aren't going to be a broadhead like this. These are going to get destroyed going through the test farther. Single bevel. And if you guys don't know what a fixed blade single bevel is, look it up and you can start figuring out the ones that I'm doing my experiments with. Single bevel, fixed blade, and then getting up there in weight with the FOC, the front and center, are going to be the ones. So we'll start testing those. And some of these are going to be amazing. Some of these other ones. And if you're just shooting deer and doing other things like that, we're going after elk. We're doing long range stuff. We're looking at durability in 70, 80, 90 yards, 50, 60, 70 yards. Who can still punch through and keep that momentum? That's going to be an FOC. That's going to be a heavier broadhead.
When's the next broadhead test?
The next broadhead test, we'll probably do some next week. We'll shoot the Zeus next week. We'll shoot, I think that we got a tooth of an arrow coming.
You're turkey hunting next week.
Well, we'll do it live there. I'll bring the dorm fridge with. Why can't we shoot them by the Missouri River? We can do what we want. You won't be there. I do what I want when my wife don't know.
Yeah, but you film it, so then I know, so.
Kevin, block my wife. I don't know. But then you'll have to just accept it. But we'll be testing some stuff. We got the solid guillotines right here. These solid decaps. We also have these tom bombs. And I want to say that Jamie Fallis has got the tom bombs too. But we gave him some last year. But we might be putting this right here on. I think we're going to put this solid decap on it if we get one in close. Who wants to see, who's ever done this? Do you think it's ethical? Do you think it's a good, humane way to shoot a turkey, aim for the neck, and decapitate them? We might put this on if you guys want to see this, but I'm telling you, I ain't shooting over 15 yards with it just because I just don't, I'm too skeptical. Maybe if I hang some, like, I don't know, clean chickens or something in the trees or something and do some testing, but I just don't think... I think this will hold up to a freight train, but I just don't want that type of stuff to be shooting that out there. I see them bounce off, but they're killing the bird. I'm skeptical. It's kind of like if you have a bad experience, like with an angry broadhead, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And I don't know. I think this thing is going to probably surprise me, but I'm just skeptical because I've never used it. It's kind of like the buckstik. Haven't used that. The other thing, the buckstik too, we're going to be putting our bucksticks out. How many people can say that they put out deer communication and hormonal spray and gland spray and put out stuff like that in April? That's the cool thing with the buckstik, and that's why if you don't have one, you better get your order in. There's cedar, there's pine, there's the original. I even still have the prototype horizontal, and I know that I think Chris is still doing testing on that, and that hasn't came out yet, but I used it, and I shot deer off it last year, so we're going to keep using it, but we're going to have them out, and we're going to show you when we plant our whitetail greens, we still got bucksticks out there right now, and we don't even have cameras on them. We don't even care because we know there's deer there. So we're going to get our cameras back out there, and we're going to look at some stuff that'll be kind of fun for you guys. I think we're going to put it on the webpage. You tell me if you want to see it. Kevin, I brought it up. Kevin's got to figure out how to do it, so it makes him busy, which, like, he isn't already. But we want to do like a 24-hour buckstick webcam. And we were thinking to, like, put it on the webpage so you can access it if you can't sleep at 3 in the morning. right on the whitetail green, so you can see that growing in progress, but you can also see the buckstick. So if things are coming in and you're bored, or if you're at work and you want to put it on your computer.
John Parker says they have a homemade licking post out year-round.
What is on the licking post? A homemade licking post? Has it got like molasses and honey and different things on it? Or what does that have on it? I don't know. So we're pretty excited. The bow, hopefully the bow's going to be ready regardless. Philip's going to get my strings on there, the tall tine strings. So like I said, check those guys out. You want an awesome string. And this is the thing, like strings stretch. These don't stretch, guys. He's like super like, I don't know what he does, but he's like the mad scientist of like bowstrings. We'll have those strings on there. We'll show you about it. We'll have the links on there and check it out. I think we still got to get on the webpage. I think Kevin's calling the webpage today because we got to learn how to like use it, even though they run it or something. That's some exciting news. What else? Is there anything else am I missing? Is there any questions, comments, concerns? I can't think of much. I guess one other tip I could say that you guys could do, get your ground blind out. And those of you that live in the same town as me see me do this every year. Get your ground blinds out like a week in advance and air them out. You know, they might smell like smoke from a campfire. They might smell like stale Christmas tree lights or something.
John said it's peanut butter, birdseed, and the mix and topped with molasses.
Oh my God, that sounds like
that sounds something you would eat.
I think I would eat that, John. Is it? That sounds good. Whatever that stuff you fed me the other week.
You lived.
What was it?
Quinoa.
Chemo?
Quinoa.
Quinoa. Just a word to the wise folks. If your wife or your husband or anybody tries to feed you quinoa, don't do it. It's like the most blah. I felt like I was eating cracked bird seed that like fell out of the bird feeder, and finally in the spring it's thawing out and these seeds are popped open and just. Somebody told me it's good with prime rib if you dip it in au jus.
That was your doctor.
Oh, that was my doctor, but I don't know. Doctors are kind of weird, but my doctor's pretty awesome.
I just asked if there's a promo code for the bow.
We will have a promo code for anybody that's on the board of directors or on the staff. Talk to me because there's a different code, but I'll get a hold. Actually, I'm calling Darton today, so look out, Tony. I'm calling. I'm going to be making a bunch of phone calls, but I will get a promo code. I will get it figured out with the bow. If you want to get the exact bow that the Bearded Redneck has, the Spectra E with the same makeup, with the limbs, with the Timberline, and the Typhoon in the riser. So far as I know, I'm the only one that has that. We just made two like that, but it's very cool. If you want to get that set up.
Andrew was asking about looking for a bowstring for my bow. Any suggestions?
Exactly, Andrew. What is Andrew like, listening or not listening? Tall Tines bowstrings. If you tell him the Bearded Redneck sent you, get a hold of him online. He's going to hook you up, Andrew. Get a hold of me, and I'll tell you what to do. But you're going to want to get one on, and any color, anything you want, what you're looking for, he make.
Hot pink.
You could get hot pink. I mean, the first time I saw Phil over at Tall Tines Bowstrings, he actually has a lime green PSE that's his target bow, and it's got hot pink strings on it.
Remington wants teal.
Remington wants teal. Well, Remington, first of all, has got to learn how to. She's got a bow.
Prentice said he got that electrician job, so he's getting himself that bow.
Which bow? The same bow as me? Prentice is getting a bow. Prentice is going to grow up. I am so proud of you, Prentice.
Andrew said he's working.
Who's working?
Andrew.
Oh, whatever. If you're working, you must not be working very hard, Andrew, because you're watching me.
Just took a minute to watch, he said.
Just took a minute to watch. Well, get a hold of me when you're not working, and we'll get you hooked up over there with Tall Tine Bowstrings, because
Vaughn says zebra bowstrings.
Zebra bowstrings? Zebras live in what, Africa? I'm telling you, Vaughn, if you've never used these, I will show you my bow, Vaughn, and you compare these to a zebra, you're not going to be disappointed. There's a lot of bowstring makers out there, and if you like that one or this one, you know, that's preference. But if you're not willing to check something else out and look at it, you really don't know what you're missing. So, I mean, check them out as far as that. They do everything. They do crossbows. They do recurves, long bows, compounds, and they any which way you want them. You pick the color, pick a number, win a prize. I mean,
Vaughn's watching on his lunch at work.
Vaughn's, I think you deserve an extra long lunch, Vaughn. But has anybody's got any other questions? Like I said, we kind of threw it together. I'm in my kitchen. The man cave's close. If you're one of the affiliates or sponsors that we're working with this year, the back wall and everything, if you haven't got us your banner, your decal, what have you, I'll be getting a hold of you. But get a hold of us so we can get them all up in there. Where the spots that you guys picked and wanted to be or at, because we're going to be going live from there probably in between turkey hunts, or if we get a big one here right away, then we're going to be going from there. The only other thing I can think, we got to put what, AC in. We got to put a fridge out there, and we should be ready to roll. Kevin wants to take down some lighting and do some. I don't know what's going on there. He's got to hook up some booster and stuff like that.
John said he's self-contracted, so he breaks whenever he wants.
That's right. John does what he wants. I like that. I like John. We're thinking about. Let me see. How many are watching?
8.
Let me see here. We're thinking about something, and the board of directors doesn't even know about it yet. So you guys are going to know about the board of directors. We've been talking about a lot of stuff. We've got coffee mugs coming out soon. We got decals coming out. We're going to have shirts, hats, all kinds of stuff like that as far as the Bearded Redneck and the Thrill of the Arrow and all kinds of different merchandise coming out. But we have a surprise that the board of directors doesn't even know, because this is what happens when my wife doesn't know what's going on running the camera and Kevin's not here. This is what we're looking at. You guys let me know your thoughts. We are going as a public figure to the ATA show next year, which is, it's a ways away, but we have availability to bring other people. What do you guys think?
Obviously, Kevin.
Well, Kevin's going. That's a duh. We will kidnap him and bring him with. We have to. Kevin has to go because you obviously saw how I could run the cameras. But this is what I was thinking. Should we? I'm getting the stare from the back, guys, so I'm kind of scared. Who wants to go with? Should we give away access in to one of you viewers? You guys let me know. We'll probably have, Kevin. I don't know if my wife wants to go or...
Mom said yes, please.
We're probably going to have a couple people from the board of directors, have an opportunity to go. Well, I don't know if my wife's going to go. Probably, maybe. I don't know. She was kind of mad that I didn't get her pink stuff and this and that. But I was thinking, should we do some kind of giveaway? And somebody can come with us that watches. You guys let us know. Tell us what you think. And we're going to talk to the board. But if you guys say you want this, I'm thinking it'd be kind of cool to have a fan come and hang out with us for a day or two at the ATA show. So let me know what you think of that. I'm going to finish getting things packed. My ankle is kind of probably going to wear a boot for a day or two. And probably should get ready because we're going Brown County time. So if there's somebody in Brown County or Aberdeen or along the way that wants to say hey, get a hold of us. And if we can make it work, we'll stop and say hello. We'll probably be, I'm guessing, I don't know when we'll go live next week. We'll figure it out. We'll be live a lot hunting. As long as certain places we can hunt will be...
Where's the ATA show at?
The ATA show this next year is in Indianapolis. It bounces between the two. It goes Indianapolis, Louisville, Indianapolis, Louisville, Indianapolis, Louisville.
Better wish Remy good luck on her Avalanche team.
Avalanche?
Team Avalanche? Soccer?
What? Who's Team Avalanche?
That's Remington's team name.
That's the one she's on now? Are they good?
I don't know. We have to miss the first tournament.
We don't have to.
We're choosing to.
Exactly. I don't do what I don't want to do. I choose to do I do what I want. And I might do what my wife says to, but I still want to do it. Maybe. I don't know. So, we're going to take our funky chicken. We're going to load up the truck. We're going with the Moon Eye Specialist, too.
She's not even on here. She must be busy.
She's probably busy. She's a big deal. We're going to take our Gen 2 funky chicken, and we're heading to Aberdeen. You guys have a good one. We'll see you next week.
Like 2 hours from now.